Hi everybody, welcome to the shave. Thank you for joining me, I really appreciate it. I've come back this week to the Outlaw mild razor. There's been a lot of conversation and comment about this razor. Most people really like it. That's the way it seems to me anyway. I was most definitely underwhelmed by it. And I worried a little bit in the week that in comparing it side by side with another razor, that because it was the least favourite of the two, that actually it seemed to be worse than it is. So I picked it up on Tuesday and had a shave. Didn't compare it with any other razor and I had a really good shave. So that's the reason I wanted to come back to it today. I'm going to put in it the razor blade I used on Tuesday, which is the Winner razor blade, the special platinum that I've been using all week. I think these are terrific blades. I ordered 50 online and they were I think £5.75 for 55 blades and free postage from India. So I got those ones. Was really good in Tuesday's shave, so I'm going to keep with that today. I've got a lovely purple brush to show today, a Yaki 24mm with a silk smoke knot. And the soap I've got today is a Martin de Condra Vetiver, and it's a hard soap. Probably the hardest bit was getting it out of that little pot and into my bowl. Now with Martin de Condra, because it is such a hard soap, I always, once I've got it in my bowl, just put a drop of water in there for 30 seconds, no more, just to sort of give the soap a bit of a start, and then I'll pull that away and go in with my damp brush and then just add water to the tips of the brush as I need to. The lovely scent, this is one of my favourites from Martin de Condra. My two favourites are the Fougere and the Vetiver. Now of course they are different scents, but I kind of feel like they have the same father. Maybe you'll know what I mean by that. There is some similarity, I feel. Even though they are different scents, but it's lovely, this one. Lovely vetiver scent, a little bit of smokiness to it perhaps. Now, let's talk about this razor, because I was a bit concerned and a bit confused about this razor, if I'm honest. I've been a bit confused by it because it's CNC machined. The tolerances are set to the umpteenth degree. So, to my mind, it's got to be a great razor. It's not been made by a beginner, you know. And Brian, who is the owner of Executive Shaving, where I bought it from, had an email from Brian, and he shaved with an Outlaw Mild, his razor, and it is from the same batch as this one. So while I was a little bit underwhelmed by it, he thought it was fine. And also, I should say that Brian informed me that the razor that is being used at the moment by Andy, the opinionated Brit, which I believe is on loan to him from Jim Henderson. Jim Will Shave came from the same batch. So it seems there shouldn't be any problem with the batch or with the blade gap. You know, as I say, CNC machined. So is it the blade that I didn't get along with? Is there a specific angle that I didn't quite get? Is it me? Quite possibly. I don't really know, to be honest. So we're going to go with a fresh shave. So I find I've tried it everywhere, like down here, that's no good. But I find the angle for me is just a little bit. There's about 45 degrees, I would say. It's a bit above 45 degrees. And I'm beginning to feel that there's a small opportunity to get the angle exactly right. If you go just a fraction one way or the other, it feels to me as if you lose it slightly. So that is quite a nice angle there. It still, to my mind, is not the smoothest razor I've ever used. But that's not to say that it's really rough. It's just not the smoothest I've used. At the moment, 3 shaves in, but this is, I feel, a work in progress. I feel I still need to play around with the angle a little bit more. Just there. I see if I go just a touch that way, it's too far. I'm riding on the cap too much. Too far the other way. Now that was smoother there, down that bit. That was much smoother. So gentlemen, it could just be me. I mean, quite interesting, and I'd like to give a shout out actually to Dave Shepherd, who is one of my subscribers, and has taken part in a conversation this week about this razor. Now Dave has got one of these razors. And he rates the R89 by Mueller as a level 3, the mild Outlaw level 4.5, and the standard Outlaw level 6.5. So that was very interesting to get Dave's take on this. He said on his first shave he had a slow, very careful shave, but it was comfortable and smooth, and Dave has sensitive skin. So that was really interesting to get Dave's experience, while I was thinking it was maybe not a razor for somebody with sensitive skin. Perhaps Dave has disproved that thought, as he obviously had a very nice first shave with it, you know, which is in direct contrast to my first two shaves, really. It just all goes to show, doesn't it, that we're all different. We all experience things slightly differently. One of the things I did find in my shave on Tuesday was that I was able to do 3 passes with this razor. Now, the standard razor is a 2-pass shave for me. When I did 3 passes with that, even though 2 were with the grain, you might remember I had terrible razor burn for about 24 hours on my neck. So that was the standard. On this one, I had 2 shaves with the grain, which I shall do again today. I did ponder whether I needed to do a 3rd pass, but decided to try it just to see what it was like. And while I felt like razor burn may develop on my neck, in fact it never did. So I had absolutely 0 razor burn. There we are, I've changed slightly, haven't I? I haven't quite gone 2 passes with the grain. Never mind. Now, 2nd pass is as smooth as you like. As you can see, I'm being very careful, taking it nice and slow, and I'm using very light pressure. I think I've a spot there. I have a spot there. I may have just caught that. Now that is a second pass, obviously, you can count. But that's a really nice shave on my cheeks. I do need to go with the grain. Certain areas it seems to have got it, but yeah, I do need to go just with the grain in certain places. So we'll do that now. So I think that proves that when I said in my comparison video that I couldn't feel much difference between the mild version and the standard version, obviously there is a difference because I need a third pass, whereas with the standard I definitely did not need a third pass. So for me, with my type of skin and my growth, I need that third pass with this razor. I could get away with it. And not have that pass, but you know. It's beautiful soap. This is beautiful, beautiful soap. Lovely brush. Look at the colours on that. I'm not a huge fan of purple, but I like that brush. I've got a brush with a silk smoke. No, I'll go and get it in a minute. It's they're not set too deeply. It's not half as nice as that brush. Right, now against the grain. Okay, I'm just going to get that spot somewhere, wherever it is. Now, I did say the other day when I shaved that I felt as if the razor blade was just catching and lifting my hair all the way up through that curve. I'm not getting that today, and I didn't get it on my shave on Tuesday. So whether that is because of this winner razor blade, or whether that is because I have just got a different angle, I don't know, but it is a different shave on my neck. Ooh. Careful, careful. Oh, wrong way. That's the way I want to go. Well, this is another really nice shave, I'm telling you. Now, Brian from Executive Shaving in his email said he considers it to be a mid-aggressive razor. Which was interesting. Now that is a shave. That is a shave. Let me just, I'm reaching across for my alum. I'm going to put a drop of alum on and let that sit for a minute. Then I'll go and get that brush and my aftershave, which I've left over there in the cupboard, and then I'll come back and I'll summarise what I think of the razor now that I've used it again on film. On film. On video. Should be someone shouting lights, camera, action. Unfortunately, it's just me that does that. Right, back in a moment, excuse me. Sorry about this. There we are, I'm back. You know, now that I've got the cupboard, I often forget and leave things in the cupboard because they used to be all on my shelf. This is my silk smoke knot in a handle from AP Shave Company, and it's just set too deep. It's really got backbone and a half on this one. Thankfully this bit unscrews, so at some point I will probably get rid of that and get a new ferrule and a new knot of some kind. Now let me rinse. Cold water. So to summarise, well, I've had a fantastic shave, no doubt about it. Now it's advertised as a mild razor. Is it as mild for me as my Muller R106 or my Edwin Jagger DE89 head? No, it's not as mild as those. And it's not as smooth on my face as those razors are, but we know they are exceptionally smooth. It could be just the extra blade gap in this one. I don't know what the blade gap is on the R106. So I don't think it's a mild razor. I would say on reflection, it's not an aggressive razor, but it's one I have to be careful with. You know, you saw me being quite careful there, and I've had a really, really close and a good shave. It was just a little bit rough on that first pass. Again, that could just be down to the blade gap. Sometimes with a razor with bigger blade gaps, there seems to be a little bit of roughness, but it's not excessive. That's what I was worried about, that in my comparison you would think the roughness I described was excessive. No, it's not, and it's a very nice razor, it's very well made, but for me personally, I probably will use this, you know, again more often. I'll try and get used to it even more. Perhaps with this razor there is just a steeper learning curve for me than most razors. I mean, got to think about that. So anyway, that is my shave. The aftershave today was Old Faithful Skin Bracer. I hope you've enjoyed this video and my further thoughts on the mild outlook. Thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. And you take care. I'll see you next time around for a Sterling Monday. See you then. Bye bye now.